Hey there, so I'm in Monson, Maine. I am, I guess, a day off the trail. Yesterday, it was a little rough getting off the trail, hurting really, really bad. Um, Feet torn up. I got off trail probably around 5, and I got to Shaw's Hiker Hostel at 6. I'll put pictures of Shaw's Hiker Hostel in the video, but it is an amazing hostel, lives up to its reputation. When you're out there, everyone's talking about Shaw's, and watching other vlogs before I got out here, I was excited to go to Shaw's. They have everything. I got a private room for the first night, and then tonight I'm going to stay in the bunkhouse. It's a little cheaper. Yesterday I pretty much just treated my feet, and probably just show you what's going on, because it'd probably be helpful to people if you're ever dealing with blisters. Kind of what is up. That's on the backs, and you can kind of see I had some on the side, and then definitely some like swelling towards the side of my feet, and then on the back of the other foot I got that going on, and pinky toe. They're actually healing up pretty good, but pretty much the pain, I'd say, started on like day 3 out there, and then started on the pinky toes, got blisters there, then moved to the bottoms of my other toes, and then moved to the heels of my feet, then moved to the inside of my feet. So I was just getting blisters everywhere. Picked up a lot of tips out there from people, and since I got to Shaw's, they had I got advice from Poet, who I'm pretty sure is a co-owner of Shaw's and kind of runs the place. And I think my shoes are just a size too small, like a full size too small. So I was using 10.5s, and I think I'm going to go all the way to 11.5s. I don't have, I didn't want to get the Ultra Lone Peaks, which is what they had in stock, just because I didn't want to get zero drop shoes, because I know I could have been fine, but I don't want to run the risk of, breaking in to zero drop when I'm already dealing with some foot injuries at the same time. So I had my fiance buy me some Topo shoes, which have really wide toe box, just like the Ultras, and she's gonna mail them to the next town, which is Caratunk. So I gotta get 30-40 miles until I get my new shoes, which shouldn't really be a problem. And to kind of help with the blisters, I got injinji liners, so I'm gonna be using some liners. I got Leukotape, which is waterproof tape, and just it will stick to your skin. So when I do cover a blister and I want to seal it up, the Leukotape will kind of make whatever protective thing I have on there stay. And yeah, I'm just gonna like change out my socks a little more, and I think at lunch I'm definitely gonna let my feet breathe. So I think I was just going a little too quick, a little too fast, not taking care of my feet enough. So at lunch I'm gonna have a mandatory de-sock period and just let my feet completely air out, then put the socks back on, maybe change some socks too, and then just take it lighter. So the next few days, I think I'm going to do, instead of pushing for 18 and 20 mile days, I'm going to do a 9-mile day to start off tomorrow, super easy, and then I'll do like 15 and 14 or something like that. So much less than I've been doing. And the next stretch to Caratunk, the elevation's not as bad. So yeah, that's the strategy. I'm feeling much better than I was yesterday. I think just letting my feet breathe, massaging them a little bit, and they have a little foot massager with epsom salts, so I did that today, which I think helps them heal up a little bit. Yeah, so that all made a big difference, and yeah, I don't want to push it too hard and destroy my feet and have to get off trail. So that's kind of the nightmare situation that I'm trying to avoid super early into my trip. So I hope this works. Monson is really nice. There's a general store, so I got food there yesterday. I went to the ATC in town to get my hiker tag, so that's going to be on the back of my pack now. And yeah, I did all my resupply at Shaw's, and there's a gas station nearby, so I went there and got some pizza and some other, little things. And then I'm just gonna head back tonight and rest up, and then back on the trail tomorrow. They do a big breakfast here, so I'm gonna do the breakfast, and then they'll drive us to the trailhead. So that's the update. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to having a nice, easy few days out there. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to bring a lot of food, more food than I did per day for the 100-mile wilderness. So I'm just going to keep eating a lot, rest my feet, and, get into Caratunk and get some new shoes. So that's the plan. So it's my last few hours in Monson. Going to head back out onto the AT and start my trip to Caratunk. I want to do a little recap of 100-mile wilderness, especially my experience going SOBO 100-mile wilderness. I did the 100-mile wilderness in around 5.5 days, which was entirely too fast. So my advice to anyone, if you're going SOBO, after you summit Katahdin, you have about 10 or so miles until you hit the 100-mile wilderness. And then, you should really probably budget for, I'd say like 8. Just bring 8 days worth of food. I was definitely thinking I could do more miles than I probably could. Probably just inexperience on my part, never through hiking before. I was used to doing big single mile or single day hikes, but the day after day toll that type of work does on your body, you can't get used to it in a few days. It's going to take longer. Your feet are going to swell. You could deal with weather and have to bail early on a day. Going SOBO, I wouldn't do, don't try and do the 100-mile wilderness in 5.5 days. It's crazy. So if I had to do it again, I'd probably bring food for like 7, 8. The first 50 or so miles is incredibly scenic, and the elevation is really not that bad. Try and stay on a lake or a beach. There's a few really good shelters, so check out the shelters. I think Cooper Brook Falls and Rainbow Spring Lean-To or Rainbow Stream Lean-To are amazing. So you can stay at one of those. It's great. Do some swimming. After you get out of that easy section, the last 40-50 miles are a lot tougher. I'd say Whitecap was probably the hardest climb for me, just because that's the first time I had a day of over 4,000 feet of elevation gain since Katahdin. So that was a really tough day. And then, I did Whitecap one day, and then all the chairbacks the next. And then, basically cruised into Monson on fumes and limping a little bit. So, if I had to do it again, I'd bring a little bit more food, go a little bit slower, to kind of enjoy the 100 miles and not push yourself early, because whatever northbound hiker will tell you is that, you know, the main section be a little slower, but you'll make up miles later. So even if you're a quick hiker, there's no way you can have your hiking legs that fast out here. So don't push yourself early. I guess shoes too. Like if you're bringing new shoes out here, I do like a 3-day trip in your shoes with your full pack weight out, and try and do some elevation with that before you get on trail. You know, I thought I did enough in my shoes and they were comfortable. I didn't have any blisters, but you know, when your feet start swelling, you really notice that they might be too small. So do a little more training day after day before you get on trail, I think would be my tip for footwear. Let's see, gear. I think everything worked out pretty well except for the shoes. In another video, I'll show you my like inside tent setup. I didn't really get cold out there with the 40-degree quilt, so 40-degree quilt worked great. The pillow, the sponge pillow, I wound up also bringing an inflatable, and I think the two is a perfect combination. So my head is like perfectly kind of cushioned. It's kind of, the sponge is kind of like a foam topper, and then when you're on your side, sleeping on your side, it's great. So I really like that combo. I'll try and take a video of that whole setup later, but yeah, the gear, I think everything worked out pretty well. Yeah, really just the shoes. I didn't buy anything else gear-wise other than the socks, the sock liners, which will go underneath my Darn Toughs when I do, you know, start out today. But other than that, all the gear worked out pretty well. Not making any big changes here in Maine. But yeah, I got a few days into Caratunk, new shoes in Caratunk, and then off to the rest of the tough sections of southern Maine. Hello. So today was my first day out of Monson. Kind of left around noon. Got back to the trailhead where, you know, we got out of the 100-mile wilderness and picked it back up, and this way on our way to Caratunk. I didn't really film much of the trail. It was very easy the first few miles. And I was hiking with this guy Bilbo, so we were just hiking and talking and enjoying that. So yeah, I think this vlog and just vlogging in general is something that I'm learning. I don't want it to get in the way of kind of the social part of the trail. So when I'm around people and stuff, I'm just gonna enjoy that and be around people, enjoy those moments. I'm not gonna try and vlog that stuff unless I tell them that I'm doing a vlog and they want to be in the vlog. So yeah, I was hiking with Bilbo. He's a cool guy. We both had it a little rough in the 100-mile wilderness, so we were kind of bonding over that and just our stay at Shaw's. So we're gonna camp 9 miles at this Horseshoe Canyon lean-to, and then we got there around 3, and it was just too early. Or we got there around 4. Yeah, we were flying. The terrain was like very, very easy. So we just decided to keep going. We wound up going another 3-4 miles and crossed this river that you can see in the background. We actually had to take our shoes off and stuff. We couldn't rock hop it, so I went in my sandals and tried to keep everything dry. Yeah, and then we went right past this river and found a really great campsite. And I'll show you, I'll put pics of the tent. It's probably my favorite campsite so far. It's not a lean-to or shelter, it's just a little campsite right past the river. So I'm gonna make, just making some food right now, and gonna go back and eat and Yeah, it's still pretty early. It's only like 6:40, so I'll have plenty of time to just relax and yeah, I downloaded some more audiobooks, so I'll probably get started on those. Um, yeah, my feet have been better today, so um, yeah, I made sure to just take it easy. I really wasn't going too far, um, and I did stop twice and take my shoes off, so I think that really helped with any swelling that might have still been there. I might even go just soak them in the water a little bit um, now before I go and eat. Uh, but yeah, I don't see any problem with getting into Caratunk and getting some better shoes there. And then I'll probably just mail back these shoes because I can imagine that when my feet aren't, uh, you know, swollen and tired, I think my regular 10.5 size will be okay. I can just use them as sneakers. And they're expensive, so I'm not going to throw them out or put them in a hiker box. I'll just ship it whatever the cheapest way is back to where I live in Virginia. Next few days, again, are not too bad. I think we hit Moxie Bald tomorrow, so that'll be a mountain with kind of an exposed top, so I'll try and get some good footage of that. And then the next day it's into Caratunk, and I'm going to try and get there a little early and make sure I get the shoe package and stay at the Sterling Inn. And then day after that's Kennebec River. Hey, sorry, I got cut off there. Someone came through and I was talking to him. So yeah, got a few days until I head into Caratunk. Just gonna enjoy, the weather right now. It's gorgeous. There's these beautiful streams everywhere in Maine. So I'm just gonna hang out by them, relax. Got a great campsite. One of these nights I'll do like a walkthrough of like me in my tent and what it actually looks like, because I really like my tent, and yeah, I kind of want to show that too. But there's people around. Yeah, yeah, I'll find a good time to do it. But I do want to do kind of a walkthrough when I'm in my actual tent to show you some of the stuff, just like how it is when I'm sleeping and what the setup looks like. But yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.